So everybody's asking me, are K1 visas, fiance visas impacted by Trump's 60-day ban on immigration? Watch this video and I explain to you who is impacted and whether K1 visas are subject to the ban. See you on the other side. So one of the most frequent questions and comments I'm getting in the past few weeks is about K1 visas, fiance visas. Are they subject to Trump's 60-day ban on immigration? Well, my fiance can still come. What's really going to happen? So in this video, I'm going to give you some of my interpretation of this rule and give you some options if you're going through the fiance visa process or thinking about doing it. But before that, if you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click that bell to be notified because we release videos every single week. I am Jacob Sapochnick and I'm an immigration attorney located in beautiful sunny San Diego. We represent clients in all 50 states, and we are a full-service immigration law firm dedicated to the needs of our clients. Let's jump right in. So, since that ban on immigration started a few weeks ago, we had tons of emails and calls and texts asking different questions. Most common questions are who is impacted and whether people are actually impacted. So, and one of those most common categories was the K1 visa, the fiance visa. Let's kind of explain, first of all, what that proclamation specifically said about who is excluded, right? So let me read section 1 specifically that talks about that. So section 1 specifically says, suspension and limitation of entry. The entry into the United States of aliens as immigrants is hereby suspended and limited subject to section 2 of this proclamation. This is specifically referring to immigrants. So, and then we talked about in previous videos about the different classes of immigrants, specifically those that are not married to U.S. citizen, parents of U.S. citizens, children over 21 of green card holders, and quite a few other categories in employment-based immigration. And again, specific video about who is impacted we have created, and there's a link right here to that video and also in the description of this video where you can go ahead and look at exactly who is excluded. But for the purposes of K1 fiance visas are non-immigrant visas, and therefore they are not subject to this ban. So when you get a fiance visa, and first of all, when somebody is thinking about applying for a fiance visa right now, or any other visa, even an immigrant visa that is currently under this particular ban, you can still apply right now because the applications are starting with the USCIS. You just file a form, an I-130 for an immigrant petition, an I-129F for a fiance visa. You can start this process even if some of these categories are being excluded by the ban. But specifically for the K1 visas, you guys are not subject because this is not an immigrant visa. This is a non-immigrant visa. And therefore, the filing of the petition is not stopped. If you're thinking about getting a fiance visa, you can still file it now. And even if you are in the process of waiting for your interview, the only thing that is impacted right now is that you don't, because the embassies are closed, whether you're a fiance visa or any other visa, you're not able to get your appointment. But as soon as they reopen the embassies outside of this ban, you can go ahead and schedule your interview and try to get your appointment. So as soon as embassies are going to reopen because of COVID-19, not because of the ban, you as a fiance holder, if you had your visa interview rescheduled in April or March, your interviews are going to be automatically rescheduled again, and you can follow up with the embassy as soon as they reopen. What you really have to do right now is follow the schedule of when the embassies are going to reopen. And again, I'll do a video on that as soon as we know. And if you want to get more information, you can join our private Facebook group where we update our members every single day on new developments as they come. So we'll definitely post a video here, but also announce it in the Facebook group. But as of now, because embassies are closed, that's why fiance visas, visa holders who are waiting for those interviews are not able to go. It doesn't mean that they are barred for 60 days to come to the US because they are not immigrant visas. And most fiance visas, in fact, the only way you can get a fiance visa if a US citizen is going to file that for you. So think about it. The exclusion specifically is not for spouses of US citizens. If you're a spouse of a US citizen and you're overseas trying to get an interview appointment, you can still come. The 60 days is not for you. It's only for spouses of US residents. So think about it. If you're a fiance visa, first of all, it's a non-immigrant visa. And second of all, when you marry that US citizen, because only US citizens can file for fiancés, when you marry that US citizen, then you're still going to be excluded from that ban because now you're married to a US citizen. So those two things tells me that fiance visas are not subject to the 60-day ban, and that should do it because there's so much confusion out there, and the web is full of questions and concerns and comments. And there you have it. This video will explain to you that K1 visas are not subject to the ban, and you can safely file for K1 visas, attend interviews whenever embassies are going to open, and continue to process and come here with a K1 fiance visa whenever you need to do that, right? So hopefully that answers your question. If you have any questions about this, make sure you comment below. Let me know what you think. If you're still confused, comment below. Share this video with a friend. Subscribe to our channel. And make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. We have a beautiful TikTok channel where we do more videos there as well. So make sure you follow me there. All right, guys. So thank you for watching. Questions below. And I'll see you in our next video.